Never Death Row Production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. Happy Friday to all. It is August 28th. Looking back at yesterday, well, been wrapping up that course. I've been out in Vegas for the whole week. There was a course hosted by one of Vegas's bigger odds makers. He helps make the odds for 2 casinos out there. Really respected guy. Was hosting a course on the NFL season, so went out there. A lot of good information I got. They gave me a bunch of paperwork and look aheads, projections for this NFL year. I'm gonna be passing all of that along to you guys in our first few NFL videos we do this season. So look, you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We're still focused on our Major League Baseball season. We're coming to our final month. Let's wrap this season up with a bang, put a bow on it. 15 games on tap here today. Games get started nice and early. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. First game up, we got the Reds in Chicago taking on the Cubs. We got Rent Lauder on the mount for the Reds. We got David Peterson on the mount for the Cubs. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Rent Lauder on the mount for the Reds. This guy has not been good this season. Here in the month of August, he's made 2 decent starts, I guess you could say by his own standards, but overall, terrible season for the young pitcher. The big knock on him this year has been the hard hit rate. Hard hit rate sitting at 52% for the season, averages 1.4 home runs per 9 innings. Then also the command is another big issue, averages 4.7 walks per 9 innings. Saw this Cubs team twice this season. In both of the games, he did not pitch past the 3rd inning. By the 3rd inning, he had 80 pitches in both of the games. He was walking a bunch of batters, giving up a bunch of runs every time he saw the Cubs this season. Here today, looking at the matchup breakdown for him, first of all, in the last 10 games played, the best offense belongs to the Chicago Cubs. Rent Lauder still struggling with the command, still struggles with left-handed bats. The whole top half of this order is projected to give him problems here today. My overall breakdown for Rent Lauder, he gets hit up once again in this game. Goes about 5 innings, gives up 3, possibly 4 runs before we get to a rested Reds bullpen. Decent bullpen overall. I like the arms coming out the pen here today to come in this game, possibly give up another run. Nothing too crazy though. On the other side, we got David Peterson on the mount. Ever since coming over to the Cubs, this guy's found his old self. Here in the month of August, he has an ERA sitting at 2.80. Whip is down to 105. He's going to be seeing a Reds lineup, a lot of good, well, it got a lot of right-handed bats. I'm not going to say good bats. This is a terrible offense overall. They tried to get rid of Suarez and Friedel. Nobody picked them up off of waivers. This is a team 20 games out of the lead in the Central, so they're kind of packing it up right now, trying to get rid of players and conserve their better players. It looks like trying to put some young guys in the final month in the lineup. But here today for David Peterson at Wrigley Field, he's been really good since joining the Cubs. In his home games, he has an ERA sitting at 2.15. I'm projecting him to come out here today and deal once again. This is a bottom 10 offense versus lefties. They've been struggling to hit the sinker, which is David Peterson's primary pitch. My overall breakdown for David Peterson, so long as he can pitch around South Stewart, that's the guy that matches up really well against him. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run here today. Before we get to the rested Cubs bullpen, they're in a really good spot to come in this game, shut down this Reds lineup. This game is out in Wrigley Field. As far as the weather goes, it's a bit neutral in my opinion. We got wind blowing from side to side, close to 80 degrees. Let's get to the picks. The Cubs are the betting on favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs in this game here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Michael Busch of the Cubs for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Dodgers in Detroit taking on the Tigers. We got Tariq Skubal on the mount for the Dodgers. We got Drew Anderson on the mount for the Tigers. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Skubal making his return to Detroit here today. Ever since coming to the Dodgers, he's looked decent. Made 4 starts up to this point, has a 2.25 ERA in that span, 110 whip. Is prone, and this has always been the thing with Skubal, is prone to giving up the home run. He does average 1.1 home runs per 9 innings. Hard hit rate does sit at 38%. I wouldn't really say it's a hard hit problem with Skubal. It is just that every once in a while he's just going to throw the ball right down the middle of the plate. Somebody's going to take him yard. That's That's the only knock on him. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Tigers lineup, bottom 10 offense in the month of August. In the last 30 games played, they're a bottom 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. Their strikeout numbers have really been going up, something that's going to work in Scooble's favor, not to mention their slugging numbers. Bottom 5 slugging versus lefties as well, so that home run issue that's usually the problem for Scooble, I'm not really worrying about for him in this game here today. My overall breakdown for Scooble, I know people are going to say the Tigers got the scouting report. The bats still got to go out and hit Scooble, no matter what scouting report they have on him. My overall breakdown for Scooble here today, he comes out there and deals. This is a terrible offense. I see him going about 7 innings, giving up a run here today. Before we get to the Dodgers bullpen, terrible bullpen. They'll probably come in this game and find a way to give up a run or two themselves. On the other side, we got Drew Anderson. They've moved him into the starting rotation ever since they traded away Scooble. He has not been good in that time. 4.50 ERA, 130 whip, the hard hit rate sitting at 48%. Struggles versus left-handed bats. He's going to be seeing a Dodgers offense. Granted, in the month of August, it's been a bit longer than the month of August. It's like going on like 50 games in a row here for the Dodgers, where the offense is very stagnant, still a bottom 15, if not sitting right in the middle of the pack when it comes to offensive production. Here today, looking at the matchup for the Dodgers, I can see them finding a way to get 3 runs off of Anderson, him going about 5 innings. Before we get to the Tigers bullpen, decent bullpen overall. They're rested coming into it. I like the arms coming out the pen to give up another run when they enter this game here today. Looking at the weather, extremely pitcher-friendly weather in Detroit. We have a negative 22 home run percentage. We got close to 10 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers for 2 total bases today. Next up, we got the Royals in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. We got Michael Wacha on the mount for the Royals. We got Tanner Bybee on the mount for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Michael Wacha on the mount for the Royals. This guy's been really good here in the month of August. He's made 3 starts up to this point, has a 3.80 ERA in the span, has a 0.90 whip. The walk rate has been really low. Decent strikeout numbers. The big thing with Michael Wacha that I'm paying attention to in this game is his contact rate. He does pitch for a lot of contact, also struggles with left-handed bats, seeing an order here today. 7 to 8 projected lefties in the lineup. Not to mention the Guardians have really good numbers against Michael Wacha in their past matchups. My overall breakdown for him here today, I can see him having a quality start, going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. Before we get to what will be the X factor for me in this game, this Royals bullpen, they've actually, by their own standards, been playing much better here in the month of August, but still ERA up over 5.50 for the bullpen arms. I'm expecting them to come out in this game here today, give up another run or 2 when they enter it. On the other side, we got Tanner Bybee. Really good season for him, but he's been struggling in the month of August. He's made 3 starts up to this point, ERA up over 5 here. Whip is still low though. Whip is at 117. Really doesn't walk a bunch of guys. He's been getting hit hard in his last few outings, giving up a bunch of home runs. A few of them were like 2-3 run home runs, so the ERA skyrocketed here in the month of August. But overall, like I said, very good starting pitcher, has very good numbers against this Royals lineup in the past matchups, very good numbers in his home starts this season. At home, he has an ERA below 3.50 and over 10 home starts this year, so really good in Cleveland. I'm projecting him to come out against the lineup. He has a very good matchup against here today and deal. Go about 6 innings, giving up a run, possibly 2 before we get to this Guardians bullpen. They've been playing very mediocre here in the month of August. It's ever since the All-Star break, really. They've been very mediocre. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another run or 2 themselves. Looking at the weather for this game, it's a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. They got it rated with a negative 10 home run percentage. Got small, like 6 to 7 mile-per-hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. They got the Guardians as the betting on favorites in this game here today. In my opinion, this one should be closer to a pick'em spot, but they do favor the Guardians. Got them at -126, and I lean towards the Guardians here today on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Steven Kwan of the Guardians for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Padres in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. We got Casey Mize on the mount for the Padres. We got Shane McClanahan on the mount for the Rays. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Casey Mize on the mount for the Padres. His first 2 starts as a Padres was terrible. Gave up a bunch of runs in those games. There were 2 blow-up starts, really. But his last 2 outings, we're starting to see that really good Casey Mize here for the Padres. This is a right-handed pitcher with reverse splits, struggles a bit with right-handed bats, has very good numbers versus lefties. He's going to be seeing a lineup here today with 7 projected left-handed bats, only 3 righties. That's Caminero and Diaz. As long as he could pitch around the 2 of them at the top of that order, I could see Casey Mize coming out here today dealing. In the last 2 weeks, this Tampa Bay Rays offense versus right-handed pitching is a bottom 10 offense. Their strikeout numbers have been really going up. Their slugging numbers versus righties have really dropped. Mize here today, as long as he can limit the walks, I can see him coming out, going about 6 innings, giving up a run, possibly 2, before we get to this Padres bullpen. A really good bullpen overall here in the last 2 weeks. They've started to get into form. I like the arms available for San Diego late to come in this game. Possibly give up another run, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Shane McClanahan. This will be his 3rd start back from injury. He saw the Blue Jays, saw the Orioles, coming off a really good game against the Orioles last week. Pitched 5 scoreless innings in that one. Here today, he's going to be seeing a top 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. A team top 5 in the majors when it comes to slugging numbers versus left-handed pitching. Shane McClanahan, a guy that can pitch for contact, does throw the sinker about 30% of the time. I can see him struggling in this game here today. He's going to be seeing a Padres lineup with 7 projected right-handed bats in the order. He does struggle with righties. My overall breakdown for McClanahan, he goes his regular 5, giving up 2, possibly 3 innings, giving up 2, possibly 3 runs. Before we get to what would be the X factor for me in this game, this Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, they continue to play terrible here in the month of August. I see the arms coming out the pen, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs themselves when they enter this one. Looking at, well, this game is down in Tampa Bay, so there's no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the San Diego Padres on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like that over 7.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Manny Machado with the Padres to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Astros in New York taking on the Mets. We got Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. We got Christian Scott on the mound for the Mets. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. He's looked decent at times this season, but doesn't look like the same Hunter Brown. He's been struggling with left-handed bats. That's something he's really never dealt with in his career. Also, the hard hit rate is extremely high, as well as the walk rate averages 4.4 walks per 9 innings coming into it. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Mets lineup. In the month of August, this is a top 10 offense overall versus righties and lefties combined. Not to mention Hunter Brown, the fastball, it's down 2 ticks. It's down 2 miles per hour. It usually sits around 98, 99. It's only clocking out around 96, 97. Velocity, this Mets lineup has really good success against. My overall breakdown for Hunter Brown here today, I can see him having a quality start, still able to work the case, still able to get a lot of ground outs as well. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs here today. Before we get to the Astros bullpen, they're very taxed coming into it. Remember, they just wrapped up the series with the Yankees yesterday, so they got a taxed bullpen coming into it here today. I see the arms coming out this Astros bullpen coming in this game, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs when they enter. On the other side, we got Christian Scott. This guy's been decent at times, but here in the month of August, we're really starting to see him regress. And we talk about it all the time. Christian Scott's on the mount. He's good the first time through the lineup, decent through the second time through the lineup. It's that third time through the lineup you see regression with him. The minute the pitch count hits over 80, the velocity on the pitches go down. This is a guy you cannot leave out there too long. He really was, for most of his career, a bullpen arm. So you're really seeing those effects when he's out there too long. He really regresses. Here today for him, he's going to be seeing an Astros lineup predominantly right-handed bats, something that's going to work in Christian Scott's favor. Not to mention, Scott has a really good ground ball rate. Another thing that's going to work in his favor this season, this Astros lineup's been struggling with ground ball pitchers. As long as he could pitch around Jordan Alvarez, I see Scott going out there, going about 4 or 5 innings, giving up a run here today. Before we get to the Mets bullpen, they continue to surprise me. They continue to play really good here in the month of August. I see the arms coming out this Mets bullpen here today, giving up another run themselves. Nothing too crazy. As far as the weather goes, extremely pitcher-friendly weather. We got 12 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. let's get to the picks. The Astros are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot, giving the New York Mets on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the under 7.5 total runs in this game. For the player prop, I'm taking Carson Bench of the Mets for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Rockies in Atlanta taking on the Braves. We got Shigano on the mount for the Rockies. We got Grant Holmes on the mount for the Braves. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Shigano on the mount for the Rockies. This guy's been decent this season for Colorado. He's been their best pitcher overall, but here in the month of August, ERA sitting close to 9, whip sitting close to 2, had a blow-up start against the Dodgers. That's why the numbers are so inflated. He has made 2 decent starts this month already, but like I said, the number is highly inflated because that blow-up start against the Dodgers. Another thing about Shigano, towards the beginning of the year, he had better numbers at Coors Field than he did on the road. That started to even out. He's been much better recently in his road games than he's been at home. Here today in Atlanta, he's going to be seeing a Braves lineup. Just swept the Dodgers, but the offense really hasn't been doing anything for the Braves. In the last 2 weeks versus right-handed pitching, this Rockies team is much better than the Braves. I mean, granted, there's a lot of caveats with that, but the Rockies hadn't been playing with Hunter Goodman for like a good week or so. They just got him back. He's in the lineup here today. So, like I said, both of these offenses have, as far as production-wise go here in the month of August, have been a bit similar. For Shigano here today, a guy that throws a really good fastball splitter combination, has a really high ground ball rate. The big thing I'm worrying about for Shigano, does have a home run problem, prone to giving up the home run, does struggle with left-handed bats. He's going to be seeing a Braves lineup here today with extremely good slugging numbers versus righties, tons of lefties with pop in this lineup, Michael Harris, Baldwin, Olsen. I'm projecting Shigano to have a decent start here today. Go about 6 innings, giving up 2, possibly 3 runs before we get to what would be the X factor in this game, this Rockies bullpen. They're terrible overall. Their tacks coming into it. I see the arms coming out the pen here today, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. On the other side, we got Grant Holmes. He's been decent this year, has struggled with the command overall this season, is prone to giving up the home run as well. He does average 1.1 home runs per 9 innings himself. He's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup. They put up like double-digit runs 2 days ago. Yesterday, they only put up 1 run, but they had like the bases loaded like 3-4 times in that game. Should have had a bunch more runs. Here today for Grant Holmes, a guy that does pitch for a lot of contact. He's going to be seeing a Rockies lineup in the last 2 weeks. Top 15 team versus righties. The big thing with this Rockies lineup, when you want to have success against them, you need a starting pitcher with really good strikeout stuff. I wouldn't say that about Grant Holmes. Here today, I could see Holmes going about 5, possibly 6 innings, giving up 2, maybe 3 runs. Before we get to the Braves bullpen, they're in a really good spot to come in this game here today. Shut down this Rockies lineup. As far as the weather goes, it's a bit neutral in my opinion. 75 close to 80 degrees. Wind towards the beginning of the game is blown towards the outfield, but projecting by the 5th, 6th inning, the wind starts to blow from the outfield into the diamond, so we get a bit of a flip late in the game. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odds favorites in this game here today at -220, and with there actually being a route to the Rockies winning this game, for the Rockies winning this game, I should say, I like the Rockies here today on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Hunter Goodman of the Rockies to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the Red Sox in New York taking on the Yankees. We got Patrick Sandoval on the mount for the Red Sox. We got Cam Schlittler on the mount for the Yankees. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Patrick Sandoval on the mount for the Red Sox. This guy has really been struggling of late. Looked good when they first put him into the starting rotation in July, but here in the month of August, the control has been the biggest issue. This guy's averaging close to 5 walks per 9 innings. He is not making it past the 5th inning in any of his starts. Not to mention, the hard hit rate as well has been going up. It's now sitting at 44%. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Yankees lineup. Here in the month of August, they continue to be decent offensively, but left-handed pitching is still their Achilles heel. Still a bottom 10 team in the last 30 games versus left-handed pitching. But with that hard hit rate being so high, and it's being a very hitter-friendly environment out there in Yankee Stadium, I can see that giving Sandoval a bit of a problem here today. You still got a few guys with good splits versus lefties. Ben Rice hits lefties very well, so does Cody Bellinger. You still got Chisholm in there as well. You got a few guys that could get to Sandoval overall here today when I was doing the breakdown. My overall breakdown for him, I see him going about 5 innings, giving up 2, possibly 3 runs. Before we get to the Red Sox bullpen, decent bullpen overall. I like the arms available for Boston to come out this game late, possibly give up another run. Nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Cam Schlittler on the mound. Really good season for him. He's looked a bit shaky here in the month of August at times, but overall still good starting pitcher. Over 3 starts made here, 147 ERA, 104 whip. The strikeout rate continues to be good. It's the walk rate that's been going up for Cam Schlittler in his last few starts. He's going to be seeing a very patient lineup here today in the Red Sox. Top 10 team when it comes to drawing walks, but in the last 2 weeks, we've seen this Red Sox lineup struggle with some mediocre, decent right-handed pitching. They struggle to get to Sandy Alcantara, struggle to get to Jared Jones and Bubba Chandler. I can see Cam Schlittler coming out here today dealing, going about 6, possibly 7 innings, where he gives up a run, possibly also shutting down this Red Sox lineup. Matches up very well against them. Before we get to attacks Yankees bullpen, they're going to be the X factor for me in this game. I do like a few of the arms available, but these guys have had some blow-up starts in the past. I could see them doing that here today in a rivalry game, struggling a bit in this one. Looking at the weather in this game here today, it's a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. We got 12-mile-per-hour winds blowing from side to side in Yankee Stadium that usually never really favors the hitter or the pitcher. Really does nothing, really, to be honest with you. They have it rated with a +6 home run percentage, so they're looking at it. It's going to lean more towards hitter-friendly. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like them on the run line. The game total set at 7. I do like the over 7 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Ben Rice for the Yankees to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Rangers in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. We got Cody Bradford on the mound for the Rangers. We got Logan Henderson on the mound for the Brewers. Alright, getting into this one here, we got the left-handed pitcher Cody Bradford back on the mound for the Rangers. He made his return from injury towards the beginning of August. Here in the month of August, he's pitched 16 innings, giving up 10 runs in that time. He does have an ERA sitting at 3.80, but the whip is sitting at 140. Struggles with the command. That is the big knock with this guy. The walk rate is through the roof. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Brewers lineup, still a middle of a pack team versus left-handed pitching, but got a bunch of guys that hit lefties very well. Cheerio, Vaughn were the 2 guys I really focused in on. Here today for Bradford, it's pretty much going to be a bullpen day for the Rangers. He's only going to be out there for 4-5 innings max, and if he's out there for 5 innings, I think he's just struggling, or the Rangers just gave the game away and they're like, you know what, we're gonna rest the bullpen here today, try to win the next 2 games, because this Rangers bullpen is trash overall. Their attacks coming into it, so if they're gonna leave, if Bradford's only gonna be out there for 4-5 innings, they're gonna have to hit the bullpen very early here today. So I don't know how the Rangers are gonna play this out. All I do know, Bradford is going to struggle in the start. I'm not saying he's going to get hit up crazy, but he will struggle with the command, which will have him with a high pitch count by that 4th inning, and they will have to go to the bullpen. Once the Rangers bullpen enters this game, it's going to get blowed wide open for the Brewers. The Brewers going to have a huge advantage after that point. On the other side, we got Logan Henderson on the mound. This guy's been amazing this season. Here in the month of August, he's kept up that pace, 2.30 ERA, 0.70 whip. He has amazing strikeout to walk ratio. He's going to be seeing a Rangers offense, bottom 5 offense here in the last 30 games played versus right-handed pitching. They've been hitting lefties a lot better. Against Logan Henderson here today, like I said, really good strikeout rate. This Rangers team does strike out a bunch. I'm projecting Henderson to go out here today and deal. Go about 6 innings, giving up a run. Before we get to the Brewers bullpen, decent spot overall for them. They got a few good arms available to come out the pen here today. Maybe give up another run when they enter the game, but nothing too crazy. This game is out in Milwaukee in the Dome, so no weather to sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like the over 7.5 total runs in this game here today. For the player prop, I'm taking William Contreras of the Brewers to hit a home run today. Next game up, we got the White Sox in Minnesota taking on the Twins. We got Luis Castillo on the mound for the White Sox. We got Dean Kramer on the mound for the Twins. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Luis Castillo on the mound for the White Sox. He's made that one decent start for the White Sox against the Reds. Other than that, this guy's been abysmal. His last start against the Mets, he got lit up. His hard hit rate sitting at 50% now as a White Sox. ERA as a White Sox sitting at 5.05. Whip is at 150. I don't know why the White Sox traded for this guy. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Twins lineup Unfortunately for him, it's down Byron Buxton still. That's still their best bat at the top of the lineup, gives them that pop at the top. He's gone. This offense is stagnant here in the last 2 weeks. Bottom 15 offense versus righties. The strikeout number's been starting to go up. Granted, Luis Castillo's trash, so he'll probably still give up a few runs here today. My overall breakdown for Castillo, he goes about 5, maybe 6 innings, giving up 2 runs here today. Before we get to this White Sox bullpen, really good bullpen overall. Rested coming into it. I like the arms coming out the White Sox bullpen to enter this game and shut down this Twins lineup. On the other side, we got what will be the X factor for me in this game, Dean Kramer. He had that one good start for the Twins against the Orioles, his former team, but other than that, this guy has not been good. Here in the month of August, the hard hit rate sitting at 54%. The whip is still up over 135. He struggles with left-handed bats, so you'll be seeing a bunch of lefties here today. Not to mention, like I said, the hard hit rate's high for Dean Kramer. The White Sox still have very good slugging numbers versus right-handed pitching. My overall breakdown for the Dean Kramer here today. He pitches 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. Before we get to this mediocre Twins bullpen, I see the arms coming out the pen, coming in this game, giving up another 2 runs themselves. Looking at the weather here today, it's a bit more on the pitcher-friendly side. They got it rated with a -11 home run percentage, 4 to 5 mile per hour winds blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Twins are the betting odds favorites in this game here today, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like that over 8.5 total runs here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Colson Montgomery of the White Sox for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Pirates in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. We got Jarrett Jones on the mount for the Pirates. We got Quinn Matthews on the mount for the Cardinals. Alright, getting into this one here, we got Jarrett Jones on the mount for the Pirates. This guy's been so inconsistent this season for Pittsburgh. Here in the month of August, he's been terrible. He has an ERA sitting up over 8.30. Whip is sitting up over 170. The hard hit rate's gone through the roof, 52%. This is a pop fly pitcher. A guy that pitches for a lot of contact, pitches predominantly for pop fly outs. His other big way of getting outs is the strikeout rate. Here today, he's going to be seeing a Cardinals lineup. They really don't strike out that much. They're kind of a patient lineup. They got decent numbers here in the last 30 games versus right-handed pitching. My overall breakdown for Jarrett Jones, he throws that fastball curveball combo. All the lefties in this Cardinals lineup has been crushing the curveball this season. My overall breakdown for Jones, he goes about 5 innings here today, giving up 2, maybe 3 runs. Before we get to the Pirates bullpen, decent bullpen overall. They've been playing much better of late. I do see the arms coming out the pen here today, giving up another 2 runs when they enter regardless. On the other side, we got the young left-handed pitcher Quinn Matthews on the mount. This guy's really promising for St. Louis. He's had some decent starts, but overall here in the majors, he's been terrible. He's given up 10 runs in 14 innings pitched. The hard hit rate sitting at 50% as well for Quinn Matthews. Fortunately for him, he's going to be seeing a Pirates lineup, bottom 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. Not to mention this lineup is predominantly left-handed bats. Quinn Matthews has very good splits versus lefties. My overall breakdown for Matthews, he goes about 5 innings, giving up a run, possibly 2 here today. Before we get to the Cardinals bullpen, terrible bullpen overall. I see the arms coming out the pen, doing what they've been doing for the last month, coming in this game, giving up a bunch of runs when they enter. Looking at the weather here in this one, it's a bit more on the, well, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm looking at the wrong game. It is the most pitcher-friendly game on the schedule here today. It's about 4 to 5 mile per hour winds blown from the outfield into the diamond. They got this game rated with a -17 home run percentage. The St. Louis Busch Stadium has been really pitcher-friendly all year, so that's why I think they got it rated at the bottom. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting on favorites in this game here today, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the St. Louis Cardinals on the money line. The game total set at 7.5. I do like that under 7.5 total runs here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Jordan Walker of the Cardinals for 2 total bases. Next game up, we got the Phillies in Los Angeles taking on the Angels. We got Andrew Painter on the mount for the Phillies. We got Reed Detmers on the mount for the Angels. Alright, getting into this one here, ever since the Phillies sent Andrew Painter back down to the minors, he spent like a month there and then they brought him back up. This guy has really shown some improvement. The fastball's been really impressive in his last few starts. Here in the month of August, he's made 3 starts up to this point, has an ERA sitting at 360, whip sitting at 110, coming off one of his best starts of the season last week against the Cardinals, where he pitched 7 innings, only giving up a run, struck out 8 batters in that game. Here today, he's going to be seeing an Angels lineup, 7 projected right-handed bats in the lineup. That's something that's going to work in Andrew Painter's favor. Not to mention, this is a top 5 offense when it comes to the strikeout rate. Like I talked about, Andrew Painter has a decent strikeout rate as well. My overall breakdown for Painter here today, as long as he can be careful with Zach Neto at the top of that lineup, I could see him having a really good outing. Going about 6 innings, giving up a run once again here today. Before we get to the Phillies bullpen, shaky bullpen overall. Looking at the arms that would be available here today for Philadelphia, I see them coming out the pen. Giving up another run, possibly 2, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got the left-handed pitcher Reed Detmers. This guy's been really good this season. He's been amazing here in the month of August. Pitched a combined 20 innings, only giving up 1 run this month. The strikeout rate is through the roof. The walk rate is really good as well. Has very good splits. He's a left-handed pitcher. Has very good splits versus left-handed bats. This whole Phillies order, we know what they are. They're all lefties. My overall breakdown for Reed Detmers here today, as long as he can limit the walks, I could see him going about 7 innings, maybe giving up a run. Before we get to the Angels bullpen, very good bullpen overall here in the month of August. Looking at the arms that would be available for them here today, though, I do have the Angels bullpen as my X factor. I see the arms coming out the pin here today, giving up another 2, possibly 3 runs. As far as the weather goes, it's a bit more on the hitter-friendly side. They got it rated with a +3 home run percentage. We got about 4 to 5 mile per hour winds blown from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Phillies are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one here today. For the player prop, I'm taking Trey Turner of the Phillies for 2 total bases. Alright, final game of the day, we got the Orioles in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. We got Brandon Young on the mound for the O's. We got Jacob Lopez on the mound for the A's. Alright, getting into this game here, we got Brandon Young on the mound for the Orioles. Very good season overall, but one thing I always pay attention to with Brandon Young is when he's on the road. This season, in his road starts, the ERA still sitting close to 5 overall. He's going to be in an extremely hitter-friendly ballpark out there in Sacramento, a minor league ballpark at that. He's going to be seeing, fortunately for him, a terrible offense. This is still a bottom 5 offense versus right-handed pitching. They've been terrible versus offensively for the last month. They've had a few blow-up games here or there against like the Royals and stuff, but overall, I'm not expecting this team to do nothing with Brandon Young here today. A guy with a really good strikeout rate, a guy with a very good ground ball rate as well. That's something that's going to benefit him in this park here today. My overall breakdown for Brandon Young, he goes about 6 innings, giving up a run here today. Before we get to the Orioles bullpen, really good bullpen overall. I like the arms available for Baltimore late in this game to come in, possibly give up another 2 runs, but nothing too crazy. On the other side, we got Jacob Lopez. This guy's been improving as the season's gone along. In the month of August, he has an ERA sitting at 2.30, whip sitting at 0.90, making a lot of starts in this small ballpark, so he is used to pitching here. He's going to be seeing an Orioles lineup here today. In the last 2 weeks is a top 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. Not to mention, you got Pete Alonso. He's probably the hottest hitter in the majors right now. I'm projecting Jacob Young to have another quality start like he's been having this whole month. Going out there, giving up about like 2 runs in 6 innings pitched. Before we get to what will be the X factor in this game, this Athletics bullpen. We talk about it all the time. One of the worst bullpens in the majors. They're going to come in this game, give up a bunch of runs when they enter. Looking at the weather, the most hitter-friendly game on the schedule. The wind really isn't too strong in this one. They got about 8 to 9 mile per hour winds blown from the diamond to the outfield. You guys know in this ballpark, there's usually like 15 mile per hour winds. So I guess by its own standards, it's a bit less here today. They still got it rated with a +20 home run percentage. Let's get to the picks. The Orioles are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 10. I do like the under 10 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Cody Mayo of the Orioles for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. We're restarting our ladder play here today with a $10 bet, and we'll be placing that $10 bet on the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line. We're getting them at -128. This is our ladder play of the day. Up next, we have a 2-leg home run parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres, and we wrap it up with William Contreras of the Milwaukee Brewers, a $10 2-leg home run parlay. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're going to be playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Chicago Cubs on the run line. We're then going to play the San Diego Padres on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay, all money line picks. This time we're going to start it off with the Cleveland Guardians on the money line. We're then going to play the New York Mets on the money line, and we wrap up the parlay with the Chicago White Sox on the money line. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. It's Friday, we made it. Let's get this weekend started off right. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. Hope you all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.